Self-sabotage is the silent barrier between you and your limitless potential. It nestles into your mind, finds its way into everyday decisions, and leaves you wondering why real progress feels just beyond your grasp. Sometimes it appears as procrastination, other times as a seemingly unstoppable pattern of negative self-talk. The result is the same. You end up holding yourself back from all the good you deserve. Today, let us dive into how you can dismantle the hidden walls of self-sabotage and finally experience the freedom to soar in every area of your life. You might feel a touch of discomfort simply hearing the words self-sabotage. This discomfort is actually a sign that deep down you know you deserve more. A wise part of you recognizes that you have been living below your true capacity, and it aches to realign your life with your highest potential. The good news is that this ache is not your enemy. It is your heart whispering that you are ready for a magnificent shift, an inner transformation that can rewrite any narrative of limitation or fear. In today's world, more people are recognizing that the biggest obstacles aren't always external. Rather, they stem from the ingrained thoughts and beliefs we carry around in our minds. There has been a surge of fresh discussions online around daily affirmations and mindful techniques, each promising to bring you closer to who you truly are. The message is universal. Real, lasting change begins from within. Yet, change rarely happens in an instant. It requires patience, self-compassion, and the willingness to look in the mirror, literally and figuratively, to meet the hidden parts of yourself. You are not alone in feeling a persistent voice telling you you're not good enough or you'll never measure up. Many of us have been there, listening to that voice like it's truth carved in stone. But I want to assure you, dear one, that voice is not your ultimate reality. Beneath that chatter lies a strong and loving essence that's simply waiting for a chance to speak. If you gently uncover it, you will find a wise ally within, ready to guide you toward peace and fulfillment. Learning how to harness your inner wisdom is the key step to dismantling self-sabotage for good. In the moments ahead, we will explore the deeper sources of self-sabotaging behavior, identify how negative self-talk can be transformed into uplifting encouragement, and discover powerful self-love practices like affirmations and mirror work. We will delve into forgiveness, not just of others, but of yourself, and see how releasing resentment can dissolve hidden barriers in your mind and heart. Lastly, we will explore practical daily rituals that keep your self-love momentum going strong. So settle in with a gentle breath and an open heart. Let each word remind you that your true nature is to flourish, to grow, and to shine. You do not have to stay locked in old ways of thinking. You have every right to break free and step fully into the powerful being you were always meant to be. If you have ever felt like you were caught in an endless loop, repeating the same unwanted patterns, you are already intimately acquainted with the roots of self-sabotage. Beneath every self-defeating action lies a web of limiting beliefs about who you are and what you deserve. These beliefs often form in response to hurtful experiences, a critical teacher's voice in childhood, a past relationship that eroded your confidence, or deep-seated guilt from a mistake you wish you could erase. Over time, these instances can solidify into an internal narrative that says, "I am not worthy," or "I will fail anyway, so why even try?" The intriguing part is that these thoughts frequently operate beneath your conscious awareness. You might simply notice recurring challenges, each mirroring the same underlying self-doubt. It's easy to blame external circumstances, lack of time, lack of opportunity, or unsupportive environments. But ultimately, the seeds of self-sabotage are usually planted within us. Recognizing this truth is empowering. If you created these patterns, often unconsciously, you can also dissolve and replace them with healthier ones. Think of your mind like a garden. In childhood and adolescence, seeds of beliefs are dropped into the soil of your subconscious. Some seeds bloom into vibrant, life-affirming flowers like, "I am creative," or "I can handle challenges." Others, however, sprout thorny weeds of doubt. When these weeds remain unchecked, they take root and overshadow the beautiful blossoms waiting to flourish. Over time, it can feel as though the weeds have choked out the garden entirely, convincing you that success, love, and joy are for other people, not for you. However, there is a powerful realization that can shift everything. Those weeds are not permanent fixtures. By gently observing your thoughts and questioning the ones that feel harsh or limiting, you begin the process of uprooting them. Each time you become aware of a belief that suggests you are unworthy or that something is impossible, you can challenge it. Instead of automatically accepting it as truth, ask yourself, is this truly my belief? Or is this an echo from someone else's negativity? You might discover that certain beliefs have no real place in your life anymore, and you can choose to let them go. Just as you would uproot an unwanted weed from a cherished garden. There's a collective awakening happening. People are growing more aware that their emotional and mental patterns strongly influence their reality. New self-help approaches, including hypnotherapy and advanced journaling exercises, are becoming more popular, each designed to identify and shift the subconscious beliefs fueling self-sabotage. While these methods vary, they share a common premise. You have the power to change the story you tell yourself. And here is the heart of it all. By acknowledging the roots of your struggles, you gift yourself the chance to cultivate new and empowering beliefs. You begin to water seeds of self-love, resilience, and hope. So let us take the next step together. We have acknowledged the roots. Next, we will unmask the inner critic that often amplifies these limiting beliefs and blocks your path to peace. Inside each of us lives a voice that can speak in judgment or compassion. When this voice leans toward judgment, it becomes the inner critic. This critic can show up in various disguises, sometimes harsh and berating, other times sneakily discouraging or doubtful. It's the voice that tells you you'll never succeed or everyone else is so much better at this. If you've ever decided against sharing your creative ideas for fear of looking foolish, that's your inner critic at work. The key is to understand that this voice is not the truth. It's simply a habit of thought that can be reshaped. Self-sabotage often occurs when we mistake this critic for reality. We accept its words without question, reinforcing a cycle of negativity that stifles our growth. Over time, the critic's messages may become so frequent that we don't even notice them. They become white noise in our minds, familiar, but also deeply damaging. However, the moment we pause and truly listen, we're able to recognize this pattern and break free. Awareness is the first brick in constructing a new, more supportive inner dialogue. How do we unmask this critic? Begin by paying attention to the automatic thoughts that arise whenever you attempt something new or face a challenge. Perhaps you want to start a new business venture or commit to a healthier lifestyle. Listen closely to the voice in your mind. Does it say encouraging words, or does it tear you down? Notice the tone, the specific words, and how your body reacts. The inner critic often triggers tension in the shoulders, a heaviness in the chest, or an unsettled feeling in the stomach. These physical cues can serve as an alarm bell, alerting you that self-sabotage is lurking. Once you identify the critic, give it a name. Some people refer to it as the judge, while others might choose something playful to highlight its irrational nature, like Mr. Doubter or Ms. Negativity. Naming it helps you separate it from your true self. Then, practice gently questioning its claims. If the critic hisses, "You'll never get anywhere," you might respond internally, "Is that an absolute fact, or just a fear speaking?" This approach takes the sting out of the critic's words, creating space for a kinder internal dialogue to emerge. Recent trends in mental health emphasize the transformative power of reframing thoughts. By shifting from "I can't" to "I'm learning how," or from "I'm not good enough" to "I'm doing my best and I can grow," we challenge the destructive stories the critic thrives on. Many people use a simple journaling exercise for this. Write down each negative statement your inner critic repeats, and then beside it, write a loving, supportive counterpart. This simple practice can bring clarity and relief, reminding you that you have a choice about which voice to nurture. Remember, the inner critic is not your enemy. It's a protective mechanism that developed long ago, often in response to fear or perceived danger. By recognizing it, naming it, and tenderly responding to it, you transform it from an opposing force into a signal that you're stepping beyond your comfort zone. And that's where real growth can happen. Next, we will explore how the power of affirmations can further weaken the critic's hold and empower you to construct a new reality rooted in self-love. Affirmations are more than just pleasant words. They are potent tools for reshaping the subconscious mind. Each time you speak or think a positive statement about yourself, your life, or the possibilities ahead, you are planting fresh seeds of belief. Consider the difference between waking up and declaring, "I dread this day, I'm certain it will be terrible," versus, "I welcome a new day of growth and possibility." Both statements are affirmations. One affirms a reality of doom. The other affirms a life that's open to blessings. Which one you choose to nurture will dramatically impact your emotional landscape and future outcomes. Modern psychology and ancient wisdom traditions alike have long understood the power of self-talk. Currently, there's a wave of online daily affirmation challenges where people commit to reciting purposeful statements every morning. These challenges gain momentum because participants report heightened confidence, reduced anxiety, and improvements in their overall outlook on life. When approached consistently, affirmations can indeed start to rewire your thought patterns and create new neural pathways. The secret to effective affirmations lies in both repetition and emotion. It's not enough to say, "I am successful," if at the same time you are internally rolling your eyes. The subconscious picks up on the feeling behind your words. Instead, select affirmations that resonate deeply, even if you're not fully convinced of them yet. Try something like, "I am learning to trust my abilities more each day," or I deserve happiness and I welcome success into my life. These statements might feel slightly uncomfortable at first, but if they also spark a quiet sense of hope or relief, you're on the right track. Let's say you struggle with self-worth and have a tendency to sabotage relationships. An affirmation that addresses this could be, I am worthy of love and I honor healthy, respectful connections. If you repeat it frequently, on waking, before sleeping, or whenever you catch the critic flaring up, you begin to lay down a new blueprint in your mind. Over time, you'll notice the sting of insecurity lessening, replaced by a gentle self-assurance that influences how you behave. As you shift inside, your outer experiences start to mirror the internal change. One common concern is that affirmations feel fake, especially in the early stages. But remember, learning any new skill, be it playing an instrument or speaking a language, initially feels awkward. Yet, repeated practice leads to mastery. The same principle applies to your mental patterns. Gradually, the mind accepts the new statements as truth when it sees proof of positive change in your daily life. Every moment you spend affirming your inherent goodness, your capacity for growth, or your right to abundance is a moment spent nurturing the garden of your subconscious. Next, let us build on these positive statements with a practice that can deepen their impact: mirror work. This simple yet powerful tool can help you face yourself with love, acceptance, and compassion, effectively dissolving the blocks that keep self-sabotage alive. Mirror work is a beautifully direct way to connect with your own heart. In essence, it involves standing before a mirror, gazing into your own eyes, and speaking loving words, often affirmations, to yourself. It might sound straightforward, yet if you have never tried it before, you may be surprised at how challenging it can feel. There's a raw vulnerability in meeting your own reflection this intimately. But in that vulnerability lies a profound opportunity for healing. When you approach the mirror and gently observe your reflection, you are no longer merely reciting words in your mind. You're looking into your own gaze, acknowledging yourself as an individual deserving of love and care. This can stir up deep emotions, from sudden tears to unexpected laughter. You might notice old judgments surfacing, criticisms about your appearance, your perceived shortcomings, or regrets you've been carrying for years. These initial responses are part of the release. They reveal exactly where self-compassion is needed most. Begin simply. Stand comfortably and let your eyes meet your reflection. In a calm voice, say something nurturing like, I am willing to love and accept myself. It might feel odd at first. Perhaps a lump forms in your throat, or you hear an internal voice protesting, that's not true. If that happens, recognize it as a signal of how strong your inner critic has been. Continue breathing gently. Persist with your statement or choose a softer one if it resonates better, such as, I am learning to be kinder to myself every day. Over time, as you practice mirror work, you begin to rewrite your relationship with yourself. Imagine a close friend who's feeling sad. You wouldn't stand across from them, listing all the reasons they aren't good enough. Instead, you'd offer empathy and encouragement. Mirror work trains you to show the same kindness to yourself. It helps dissolve the barriers you've erected against self-love, making space for genuine affection and acceptance. Recent conversations in the self-help world have emphasized this practice. because of its direct impact on confidence and emotional well-being. Many people share their experiences of daily mirror work as a catalyst for significant life improvements, from better self-esteem to healthier relationships. The intimate act of looking into your own eyes tends to expedite the release of self-sabotaging thought patterns, because these patterns can no longer hide in the shadows of your subconscious. When brought to the surface, they can be transformed or released altogether. As your mirror work deepens, you might sense an almost palpable shift in how you carry yourself, your posture, your tone of voice, even the way you handle everyday stress. When you begin each day by affirming your worth in front of the mirror, you anchor yourself in a loving, grounded energy that naturally repels sabotage. Next, we'll examine another vital element in overcoming self-sabotage: forgiveness. By letting go of resentment toward yourself or others, you free up the emotional space needed for genuine transformation. Forgiveness is a tender gift that you give first and foremost to yourself. It dissolves the chains of bitterness and regret that keep self-sabotage in motion. When you hold on to resentments, whether toward others or yourself, you carry extra weight in your heart. That weight can manifest as shame, guilt, anger, or even fear. Over time, these emotions become roadblocks, preventing you from fully trusting in your goodness and the goodness of life. Why does forgiveness matter so profoundly in the process of overcoming self-sabotage? Think of resentment as a quiet force that drains your energy, constantly reminding you of past hurts. It can color your perceptions, making you suspicious of new opportunities or relationships. Self-sabotage often flourishes in this environment because it's fueled by the belief that good things cannot or should not last. The act of forgiving, of releasing the grip of anger or disappointment, disrupts this unhelpful cycle, allowing you to move forward with a lighter spirit. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself. You might replay old mistakes in your mind, convinced you should have known better or should have done more. But this relentless self-criticism only serves to deepen the grooves of self-sabotage. Each time you linger in regret, you reinforce a narrative of unworthiness. In contrast, self-forgiveness opens the door to seeing yourself as a learner, a human being growing through each experience, even the painful ones. You become free to try again without the burden of past failures dragging you down. One effective practice is to write a forgiveness letter. Sit quietly and craft a letter to the person or situation you feel resentment toward. This can even be directed at yourself. Pour out every feeling without censorship. Then, in a separate paragraph, express your willingness to let go. You don't have to condone harmful behavior, but you can choose not to carry the emotional poison any longer. Read the letter aloud to yourself if you're comfortable doing so, and then safely discard it, perhaps by tearing it up or burning it in a safe space. This symbolic act helps signal to your subconscious mind that you are releasing the weight that no longer serves you. Current emotional wellness circles often underscore the link between forgiveness and improved physical health. Chronic anger and resentment can manifest as tension headaches, digestive issues, or fatigue. By practicing forgiveness, you aren't just clearing your emotional field, you're supporting your overall well-being. You might notice a renewed sense of vibrancy, better sleep, or improved clarity in your daily activities. As you let go of blame, you create a spaciousness in your heart where new possibilities can take root. You become more open to trust, more willing to risk vulnerability, and less prone to sabotage your own happiness. This powerful shift in mindset becomes even more potent when combined with an understanding of how intimately our physical and emotional states are linked. Up next, we will explore how your body can mirror your beliefs and how you can lean into the mind-body connection to strengthen your journey beyond self-sabotage. Your body is not just a vessel moving through life. It is a living tapestry woven with your thoughts, emotions, and spiritual essence. When self-sabotaging patterns run unchecked, they can reveal themselves through physical tension, chronic fatigue, or inexplicable aches. It's as if the body whispers, "Something is out of harmony. Pay attention." This is the mind-body connection in action, the understanding that our mental and emotional states are intertwined with our physical well-being. Modern medical research increasingly supports the idea that stress, unprocessed trauma, and persistent negative thinking can contribute to health challenges. Conversely, nurturing a calm, optimistic state of mind can boost immune function and overall vitality. Think of how your shoulders tighten when you're anxious, or your stomach knots when you're worried. These bodily responses aren't random. They are your internal alert system, trying to steer you toward resolution and balance. In the context of self-sabotage, bodily discomfort can serve as a red flag that underlying issues need attention. Maybe you notice frequent headaches whenever you embark on a new project, leading you to procrastinate or give up. Or perhaps you experience persistent fatigue that mysteriously appears as soon as an exciting opportunity arises. Instead of judging these physical cues as failures, approach them with gentle curiosity. Ask yourself, what might my body be trying to tell me? How can I respond with more understanding and love? A supportive approach to healing this connection involves mindful practices like breathwork, yoga, or simple stretching. Spend a few moments each day in stillness, allowing your breath to flow steadily in and out. Visualize that each inhale carries compassion into your body, and each exhale releases tension. If you notice a specific area of discomfort, pause and focus your breath there. Imagine sending warmth and acceptance to that spot. This isn't just symbolic. Studies show that focused attention can help relax muscles, calm the nervous system, and shift emotional states. Additionally, activities like journaling or a gentle walk in nature can offer insight into how your body and mind interact. Jot down any sensations that arise after certain thoughts, or see if feelings of dread or doubt coincide with physical tightness. This process reveals patterns and empowers you to intervene sooner. Rather than waiting until stress or sabotage becomes overwhelming, you learn to notice early signs of imbalance and course-correct with loving awareness. In recent trends, people are exploring energy healing modalities such as Reiki, acupuncture, or sound baths to address both the energetic and physical facets of self-sabotage. These practices reflect a growing recognition that the body responds well to holistic methods, ones that honor you as a unified being. By integrating mind, body, and spirit, you set the stage for deeper, more lasting transformations. When you honor the signals of your body, you reinforce the message that you are worthy of care and respect. This alignment of mind and body naturally supports your quest to end self-sabotaging behaviors. Next, we will delve into embracing your inherent worth. an essential step in fully releasing self-sabotage and living from a place of true empowerment. You were born deserving of love, happiness, and the full expression of your gifts. Yet along the winding path of life, it's easy to lose sight of this truth. Criticism from others, harsh judgments from within, and the disappointments of daily living can chip away at your sense of worth. When you begin to doubt that you are worthy of good things, self-sabotage often slips in through the cracks. Why fight for success if you believe deep down that you don't deserve it? Why open your heart to love if you are convinced it will only end in heartbreak? Embracing self-worth is like turning on a bright inner light that permeates every part of your being, guiding you away from self-sabotage. It begins by recognizing that your worth is not determined by external achievements or other people's approval. Rather, it arises from the very fact that you exist. From this perspective, worthiness is not something to be earned through perfect behavior or relentless striving. It's an inherent quality that flourishes when you give it attention. Start by offering yourself tender acknowledgments of your inherent value. Write down what you appreciate about yourself: your kindness, your resilience, your creativity. If this feels difficult, reflect on moments when you've shown courage, even in small ways. Maybe you stood up for someone being mistreated, or you overcame your fear to try something new. Each example is evidence that goodness resides within you. Place these affirmations of self-worth where you can see them daily, like on your mirror or as a note on your phone. This keeps you constantly reminded of your natural capacity for love and integrity. Another valuable approach is to consciously receive compliments and positive feedback. Notice your reaction when someone praises you. Do you feel compelled to downplay it or deflect it? Practice a different response. Smile, breathe, and simply say thank you. Accept their words as a reflection of your authentic qualities rather than an undeserved favor. Over time, this habit softens your resistance to kindness and helps you internalize the reality that you are indeed worthy of good things. Trends in personal development increasingly highlight self-worth as a cornerstone of mental health, pointing to the direct link between low self-esteem and self-destructive behaviors. Many experts suggest blending affirmations of worthiness with embodied practices like mindful movement, affirming postures, think power poses, or guided visualizations where you imagine yourself radiating confidence and security. Repeated engagement with these methods nurtures an inner shift, leading you to believe, on a cellular level, that you can safely release old patterns and welcome better experiences. When you truly embrace self-worth, sabotage loses its footing. Instead of unconsciously erecting barriers to love or success, you begin to anticipate good things coming your way. You trust yourself more, making decisions that support your growth rather than undermine it. In this powerful space of believing in your innate value, you stand firmly on the path of transformation. To maintain this positive momentum, practical daily rituals can be your steadfast allies, gently integrating these insights into your everyday routine. Lasting change rarely happens overnight. Instead, it unfolds through daily acts of commitment and self-nurturing that steadily dissolve old patterns while reinforcing new, healthier ones. Consider each day a fresh canvas, waiting for your brushstrokes of intention and self-care. By integrating simple rituals into your life, You give yourself repeated opportunities to choose growth over sabotage, compassion over criticism, and hope over despair. One practical ritual is to start each morning with a brief moment of silence or meditation. Even 5 minutes of quiet breathing can reset your emotional baseline for the day. Inhale the idea of possibility. Exhale any lingering doubt. During this time, speak one or two of your favorite affirmations. Let them roll gently through your mind as you continue to breathe. This small gesture can set a nurturing tone, reminding you that your thoughts shape your reality. Another powerful practice is journaling. Keep a notepad or digital journal handy and commit to writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day. Gratitude has a magnetic quality. It pulls your focus to what's working in your life rather than what's lacking. If self-sabotage flourishes in negativity, then gratitude disrupts its hold. You might also journal about moments of self-awareness, times you caught your inner critic mid-sentence, and pause to replace it with a more supportive statement. Over weeks and months, these entries become a testament to your evolution, reminding you of the ground you've gained and encouraging you to keep going. Mindful breaks throughout your day can also serve as mini resets, especially when you feel stress creeping in. Stand up from your desk, take a few deep breaths, roll your shoulders, and close your eyes for a moment. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? Am I thirsty, hungry, or do I need a moment of fresh air? By responding to these small needs promptly, you embody self-care rather than self-neglect. The result is that you're far less likely to sabotage your progress later through impulsive or destructive behaviors. If you enjoy more structured practices, consider a short evening ritual. Before bed, reflect on the day's accomplishments and lessons. Offer yourself compassion for any missteps, reaffirming that mistakes are part of growth. You can also incorporate gentle body work, like a few minutes of stretching or a self-massage of your hands or feet, while holding kind thoughts about yourself. This physical act can reinforce the message that your body, mind, and spirit all deserve nourishment. Current self-help conversations often emphasize consistency over intensity. Rather than trying to change everything at once, cultivate small yet meaningful habits. Each act is a statement. I value myself and I choose my highest good. This cumulative approach stands as a strong defense against self-sabotage, steadily building a life anchored in love and consciousness. As you integrate these daily rituals, you step closer to living in harmony with your true essence, capable, radiant, and deserving of fulfillment. With these practical tools in hand, you are well on your way to transcending self-sabotage and stepping boldly into the life you've long envisioned. Let's now bring everything together in our concluding reflections, where we'll celebrate your growth and set a loving intention for the journey ahead. You have just taken a significant step toward breaking free from self-sabotage and stepping into a more radiant, authentic way of being. By uncovering the hidden beliefs that shape your choices, challenging the inner critic, and speaking uplifting affirmations into your life, you've started the process of rewiring old patterns. Through mirror work, you've connected more intimately with your reflection, allowing compassion to bloom where harsh self-judgment once stood. Through forgiveness, you've begun to release burdens that weighed heavily on your heart, making space for new experiences filled with warmth and possibility. Along the way, you've explored how the mind and body mirror each other, learning that tension and discomfort are not enemies, but signals urging you to investigate deeper truths. By honoring your inherent self-worth, you've turned on the inner light that exposes self-sabotage for what it is, a habit of thought and action, rather than an inescapable destiny. And finally, you've discovered daily rituals that anchor these transformations, ensuring that each morning you rise with a renewed sense of purpose, and each night you rest with gratitude in your heart. Take a moment now to gently close your eyes and place a hand over your heart. Inhale slowly, feeling life's energy fill your lungs, and exhale with a soft release. Allow the knowledge that you are capable of creating beautiful changes in your life to settle into your being. You don't have to rush the process. You don't have to be perfect. All that's required is a willingness to show up each day with a little more self-love, a little more compassion, and a little more awareness of the powerful creator you truly are. Know that transformation is a continuous journey, and every challenge you encounter is another chance to deepen your practice of self-kindness. In moments of doubt, return to your affirmations. In moments of frustration, look into the mirror and remind yourself, I am doing my best, and I trust my path. When resentment or regret surfaces, bring your forgiveness practices forward. And whenever self-sabotage tries to creep back in, remember that you have the awareness and the tools to redirect your course. Let us seal this exploration with one final affirmation. Quietly or out loud, say to yourself, I am worthy of all good things, and I welcome a life free from self-sabotage. Breathe in those words, letting them find a home in every cell of your body. As you open your eyes, carry with you the certainty that positive shifts are already unfolding. You are stepping into a more loving and purposeful reality, guided by the gentle power of your own heart and mind. Thank you for taking this journey of healing and empowerment. May each new day bring you deeper peace, expanded growth, and unwavering love for the magnificent being that you are. And remember, no matter where life takes you, you hold the key to your own liberation. You always have, and you always will.